Okay, guys, today I'm going to talk about Worx, WORX, the price action on September 21. I missed this long trade, so I wanted to go over it. This is a very good way to look at how the people in control of the stock. When I say people in control, it could be manipulators, it could be insiders, it could be riggers, it could be moderators of chat rooms that have a lot of following, it could be traders that are influencers, right? So, um, anyway, so this stack was a gapper, WORX. Fundamentally, they have a strong incentive to push the stock high because I think they needed more cash and they needed to make an offering sometime in the future. But let's talk about how the pre-market first was manipulated. So the stock was open on really high. It was pushed higher at like 4 a.m. Even the day after hours, the day before. Volume was in the 400,000 shares per minute type of thing in the pre-market. But then they somehow reached the high at 520, 521, and here the volume was about 400,000 shares, right? And around 549, they started to just walk it down. You see, so this red drawing here is the walk down, right? And how do they walk down? What do I mean by walk down? They basically paint lower highs, right, to lure the shorts. Okay, so they paint lower highs. So this is a lower high compared to this high here. This is a lower high compared to this high here. And they paint these lower highs to lure in the shorts. So people are shorting here, getting very comfortable, right? Because they're making good money. Yeah, they're shorting it. And they walk it down. Sometimes they'll even make it like lower lows, right? So one low here is another lower low, lower low, lower low, during some more shorts. But you notice the volumes here not that great, right? Okay, maybe this one there's a slight push to like 600,000 shares here, right? 200,000, 600,000 shares, right? But um, but they still honored that lower high to keep the shorts in, right? So these are like 600,000 share volume. Let's put it in here. Uh, this one's 600,000 share volume, right? So let's put in 600k. The labels on the bars, the 600k, that means 600k volume, right? So this is the 200-day EMA right here, this level here, which is like 1.71. And this is the pre-market high, which is like 2.22. So they walked it down. So now we're near the market open. And what's the first thing they do with the market open? They swipe the lows, right? Which is a very interesting thing. They swipe the lows to shake out the weak longs, clear up the bid and offer landscape so that they can push it much higher. You see, in a way, they're also taking shares from the weak longs very quickly. So they just right before they push, why not just take some more shares from the weak longs so that they can get a lower price to push it higher, right? So they swipe it low first and they swipe the pre-market low, which is a good sign. The other thing that's nice is in the walk down, they went below the VWAP, which is another thing. Lure in some more shorts, right? It's a trap they're planning to set, right? Now, a lot of times, a pattern like this that has been walked down so low, when they push aggressively into the pre-market and just come back down, right? Now, this one, for some reason, succeeded in going above the pre-market high for a few reasons. One is could be the market conditions, number one. Number two is it opened above the 200-day EMA. Remember this 200-day EMA line? It's opening near above the 200-day EMA. A lot of swing traders look at the daily charts. They don't look at intraday charts. So when it opened above the 200-day EMA, the longs came in, right? So that's one. The second thing is if you look at the daily levels, there's like one or two daily levels here, 2.20 and 1.60. These were the previous sort of like the highs, right? And the gap. Yeah, so this is the start of the down day, right? The series of down days. So this is probably like the first easy target to go after. Basically, they just take all the backside supply, all the shorts here who have been here. They just try to run it up so that these guys will be forced to cover these swing shorts, right? So that's the these first easy daily level to go after. The second daily level is right here, which is like 2.15, 2.18, right? So and then these 2 days, and this day and this day here, right? These are like big wicks. This day here and this day here. Sorry, this day here and this day here. These have two long empty wicks for them to rotate into later on. So you mark those prices 2.20, 1.60. So 2.20, 1.60 is the first daily level they can go after. This is to just like squeeze the swing shorts right here to 2.20. Then after 2.20 is about rotating to the days where there were like huge long empty weeks, right? And that's like the 2.75 level. I think here the level is well, this one is 3.08, right? 3.08, and this one was 2.20, 2.18. Um, so so that's kind of the plan here, right? So that's why possibly why it was able to go above the pre-market high. But also the volumes here were really aggressive, 1.5 million. This one is 2.5 million. This one is 2.93 million, 3.5 million. This 2.9 million, 2.5. These are pretty solid volume, like really high volume. This is, it's not often you see this $2 million per minute volumes. So there's a strong incentive to push the price higher. They just got out of the compliance. They just did a 200K private placement, $200,000. The investors probably want to cash out, right? 2.22 was an easy daily level to go after the swing shorts, and then they tried to run it through the halt, and so now you have these lower highs in the pre-market, lured in the shorts, um, and it opened and it pushed higher, right? Um, ideally you want to see a rejection of the VWAP to come back down so you can get in, right? And this is why I missed it because I was waiting for them to reject the VWAP to come back in to go back down so I can go in. If you enter here, there's a high chance that it could go back down to the 1.70s, and then you get stopped out, right? So I was waiting for that VWAP rejection, but they did not reject, right? And the other thing here is $2 here is another number that a lot of people look at, right? So a lot of shorts look at to short at $2, right? And they use that level to trap, and so it's a whole number. It's easy to trap, right? And then what they did here is they push higher. They did a shallow pullback, right, to lure the longs. Then push the stock higher and did a fake breakdown. This is the fake breakdown. This $2 a fake breakdown short trap, yeah. And then they made it go down, and the shorts came in, right? So the shorts are happy. Then they pushed it much higher, and this is where the aggressive push on high volume came in, right? So this is like um, 3 million volume, 2.9 million volume. This is 3.5 million volume, 3.5, 2.9 million volume. And if you look at the book map, at around 9:39, there were bids that came in at 1.83. Okay, and at 9:32, they also put book map bids up. So let's take a look at the book map, right? So the book map is right here. This is the book map. So this is like 9:36, 9:32, right? They put in some bids here, right? 9:32. Sorry, 9:32 is here. They put in some bids here. This bid here came in at 9:32, right? Uh, and the risk is that the 1.86 bids. This is yeah. Um, Sorry. Um, Let me open the other one. I think it's um, 1 second. Um, Sorry about that. I'm opening the other picture. Yeah. So at 9:32, uh, it put in some bids right here. You see, this is the bid right here, 9:32, 1.80 bids. The risk is they go back down to 1.70s, right? And so, and then, so let's go back to our chart here. And so 9:32, they put in the bids at 1.80. The risk is it go back down 1.70. So I was waiting, right? And then, but they didn't give you a chance to. They did they did not reject the VWAP. They went higher, and then at 9:39 is Worx 2. 9:39, the 1.83 bids came in. Okay, so the 1.80 bid came at 9:32, right? And 9:39, the 1.83 bids came in, and uh, and then uh, and then what happens is after 1.83 bids came in, uh, it just got tighter and tighter here. So the bookmap bids came in at 1939. Bids got tight, and they just pushed it into the halt right here. So if you notice here, so I'm written in pink. 1.83 bid came in at 9:39, and then the bids got tight here. Right here, the bids just got tight, and then they just rotate strongly into the push into the halt right there. Right. So that's kind of how the whole thing happened. And the once they halted, that's where they just started selling off and just dumped it. Right. Um, and that was it for the day. All right. So I think that's all for now. I'm going to stop recording and